guys, so today I want to talk about desperate Megan clinging on to married Michael. This is going to be a quick review of Love After Lockup Season 2. I love this show because this show is a classic case of where the hell do they find these people? Well, I guess they answered that question for me. They find them in prison. Never mind, I take it back. So now the show represents should inmates date? That's what it is. It's a classic case of should inmates date? No, I take it back. This show represents there clearly needs to be some kind of screening process for inmates that want to go on a dating site. There should be some kind of detailed screening process. I mean detailed, like if you smoke crack, how many times a day? What kind of pipe do you use? Because all of these stories ended up horrible. Well, I take that back. My screening process wouldn't work either because Brittany is the attempted murderer and her story turned out the best. Let me just get into the review. So let's start with the storyline of low self-esteem Megan, dumbass Michael, and pathetic Sarah. Now, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm only saying what people are thinking, okay? Because there's no way you could look at that storyline and not shake your head in pity. Okay, so finally, the two women came face to face after the entire season. We had to wait the whole season. And it was entertaining as hell. I mean, because it's not my man. I have no bone in this fight. I do not give a damn if they want to fight over this loser. It was interesting, okay? Entertaining. Megan came off as self-righteous. She was like, yes, so you're the wife. I'm not joking, you guys. So you're the wife. And you're the mistress hoe. And I mean, really, people, I always saw the mistress hoes should come off with a lot of sorrow, for breaking up a family, but not Megan. Now, I'm not sure if Megan is representing all mistress hoes from Texas or she's only representing herself, but she came across with an attitude, which caused these women to do what most women do that are caught in a triangular relationship, is start arguing with each other. I mean, it turned into a beautiful, entertaining, hot mess. I mean, it was a mess. I mean, it was sheer entertainment. And remember, this isn't my life, so I don't give a damn. Because if it was my life, I wouldn't have went down there to talk to Megan in the first place. I mean, because I don't know what the hell Sarah was expecting. Did she expect Megan to show her compassion and sympathy? No, she's the mistress, the hell mistress. They never care. Duh. I mean, that wasn't the only mistake Sarah made. She made more dumb mistakes. Like when she talked to Michael, she would ask him stupid questions like, did you ever care? Did he care? He was engaged while he was married. What do you think? Well, in the end, nothing got resolved. Both women still have a relationship with Michael, and they still argue back and forth on Instagram all day long. I mean, I think this is going to be the rest of Sarah and Megan's life. Next, there was Clint and Tracy. This one was really crazy, you guys, because Tracy got released from jail. When she got off the bus to meet up with Clint, I was stunned. She walked off that bus looking like a skeleton corpse. I mean, this woman was thin, okay? Scary thin. Now, she claims that she lost a lot of weight because she didn't like the food in prison. Now, we know that's a lie. You were eating in prison, okay? You were probably eating crack sandwiches. Because there's just no way you couldn't be that thin without drugs being involved. She always talks about her love for drugs. And I don't care if she's in prison or not. There are so many drugs in prison. Pocket puss drugs or poop-coated drugs, whichever way you want to get it, in the prison, they still have access to drugs in the prison. And it looks like Tracy had plenty of access. But the good news is Clint didn't mind. These two ended up together. Clint brought her home to their new home, and they plan on getting remarried. So it looks like it's happily ever after. Do you think Clint does drugs too? I'm just wondering. Then there was Lizzie and Scott. Scott had to confess that he was broke, and as expected, Lizzie dumped him. Now, supposedly, Scott has another girlfriend named Jasmine, but I really didn't watch that part of the show because I took to the internet. I started looking up Scott's number. I'm going to start writing him myself. I need an idiot like that in my life. Scott, if you're out there and you come across this video, call me. Then there was Caitlin and Matt. This had to be the most heartbreaking storyline for me. I mean, because I really felt sorry for Caitlin. I'm not going to even call her any names. That's how bad I felt for her. Okay, so Matt went back to prison for stealing a car. Caitlin had to drum up, I believe it was $750. Whatever. She had to drum up the bail money. Her mom clearly said, I'm not bailing him out. I never bail him out. But Caitlyn has this fantasy that she's going to marry this convicted felon with a record as long as my arm and no teeth. This no teeth thing, it still gets to me. She was going to make a home with him. So she bailed him out. He gets out of jail and he dumps her. He has a new girlfriend and he said, this is just not going to work. I'm not even going to say anything bad. I felt so sorry for her. Some people are just natural born, dummies. Okay, that's the only thing I'm going to say. I feel bad for her. She just lost her mom. I feel bad for her. But, did you really think you were going to create a forever after with this guy? Okay, I'll leave it at that. Let's move on. And last but not least, we have Marcelino and Brittany. This ended up being my favorite storyline. Now, if you would have told me a couple months ago, you're going to fall in love with a attempted murderer, that's Brittany, who lost 2 of her children to the foster care system, allegedly, but true, that is going to fall in love with some thug who allegedly is already married, because Marcelino was already allegedly married at the time that they did this mock wedding. Because remember, the wedding was just for the show. They got married later on. Some attempted thug that is allegedly married to his cousin. They're going to be your favorite couple. I wouldn't have believed you, but they end up being my favorite couple. So in last night's episode, they had this wedding. Amanda came and, in my opinion, hired her a boyfriend. I mean, how do you go from gay to having a boyfriend at the time of the wedding? I really do think she hired a boyfriend for the wedding because she didn't want to seem bitter, but she wanted to be there for her ex-lover, now turned friend. And I must say, Marcelino touched me the most. When he was exchanging his vows, he was crying like a baby. To me, this couple sincerely has changed their life around. I really do think they're going to make it out of all the couples on the show. So last night was a very good episode. And all I have to say is I'll be back next season for the next set of train wrecks. So what I want to know in the comment section is, what did you guys think of last night's episode? Who were your favorite couples and who do you think the idiots were? Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification button for more stories like these. Until next time, talk to you then. Bye.